Hi guys, this is Emnel, and we are back playing Together for Victory as Canada. Previous episode we sent our forces to get ready for the invasion of Italian territories in Africa as soon as the war breaks out, which will break in, 70 days or so. And now we need to figure out how are we going to proceed, because there are a few options. One of our main goals is to get here, which will, on top of giving us a handful of military factories, will remove the Great Depression and national spirit, which is an important thing, considering what it does. If I were to remind you, there it is, minus 20% factory output and 10% consumer good factories requirement. But to do that we need 9 foci or focuses, however you prefer, starting with this one, and then once we are at war, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 7, so okay, that's 8 actually, including this one. Thing is that this one isn't very useful, and 2 other things that we may be interested in are polymer corporations that will give us 2 synthetic refineries, always good. And that's what, 10 oil and 4 rubber, or the other way around? How was it? And another one is Red Deer training camp and Valentine tank. So we need to decide, and I think we will start by getting polymer preparation. Thing is that in our route towards world fuel economy, we will get 9 military factories combined from all of those things that we need to pick up. And as it turns out, we do not have enough resources as it is, so might as well and get the resources, some of the resources now, because we'll need to spend those civilian factories to buy those resources, and what that means, we won't have enough civilian factories to continue build stuff, because our consumer good requirements will eat them later on. We are still keeping our political power as it is, though. So polymer corporations this. As far as research, we will wait for it. Also waiting for our manpower and equipment to arrive. We're of course a bit ahead of ourselves, as you can see here. For several things we are more or less alright, but when it comes to artillery and anti-tanks, we have a few hundred days. We are a few hundred days behind, which of course means we won't be able to get our forces fully equipped, but there will still be leaps and bounds better than what we had before. So, and for a future benefit, it's also a very decent thing. We're actually missing settlement power. How much were we missing? Remember, there was a way to check it. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, really, I mean, I counted it wrong. Could have sworn that we were like 5k left. We had 5k left. Are we producing something? No, we are not. Right, we'll deal with it later. Perhaps we'll get rid of some of those. How much manpower are you guys using? 3k, yeah. So we'll probably do that. The thing about our manpower problem is, as I mentioned earlier, is that we won't be able to switch to limited conscription until we get this, which, it will in itself fix some of our problems with just by increasing population factor, to population factor, but well, it's another thing that is not on our way towards warfield economy yet. Oh, we'll have to probably make that choice. For now, we are keeping the political power since there is nothing we would be picking anyway. If we want to improve the equipment, we'll have to switch to building to civilian factory production shortly, actually. Let's see. I want at least 2 more the factories building tracks, to be honest. Let's start with 1. Okay, maybe 2. We'll see. Well, we'll be, as I mentioned, we'll be getting a lot of quote-unquote free factories soon enough. Well, another issue is that we are simply running out of places to build them. But, well, with better research, once we start researching higher levels of our concentrated industry, we'll get some space here and there. And that's one of the reasons why we don't want to build too many civilian factories anyway, because, well, they are not very good for you if you can't use them to build anything anyway. Right, what do I want? And getting the next level rifle would be nice, but we don't really have steel for it. This one, so you can see if we compare them, this one uses 3 instead of 2, and its production cost is higher. But well, and since we don't have full bonus just yet, we may want to actually wait a little bit. That I think I will start with field hospitals, considering our dire manpower situation. We are still working on that. Nothing to get here. I think we will test anti-air guns if they are any good. But we'll do it a bit later. In Africa, Air Force is semi-useless due to sizes of the air zones as it is, so no point investing in that. So, as I mentioned, field hospitals it is. Sure, if I wanted to cut those. The thing is that if you do this reorganization, some of the equipment, it takes a while for equipment and manpower to arrive. So if I want to do that, I will need to remove those troops now. There you go, just a 3k, and I mean, our units aren't in full strength, but they are much more powerful than the units that will be fighting anyway. So it's you always need to want to keep in mind the relative strength of your troops, not just how powerful they are in themselves. So it's not a big deal for the time being, at least. So if you ever heard about exploits of Italians in Africa, you know that we aren't going into too difficult of a fight. I think we'll start researching logistics and maintenance to a lesser extent. And once the pass will switch to guns as soon as we get the 50% there. There we go. Do we have it? Nope, we do not. Well, that's one of the problems when you are going with special forces. Well, you have 2 quite long researches ahead of you because of that. At some point we'll need to build construction 3, but since this is to repair speed and we're unlikely to get bombed, it's much less important for us than for the nations that are actually on the front line, so we'll be grabbing a lot of European terrain or something like that. Well, might as well start with those. There's as I mentioned, everything a very different approach to researching, with the whole Commonwealth research thing. I started recording the Indian playthrough, and that's very different actually. Alright, so we are at war. Let's slow down to 2 for the time being. Synthetic experiments, and actually we haven't joined yet, I believe. Nope. Okay, we'll wait. Actually, historically, Canada waited a week. So Germany attacked Poland on 1st of September, as everyone remembers. United Kingdom and France demanded them to withdraw, giving them deadline to the 3rd. And at noon on the 3rd, when they received no answer from Germany, they declared war. So, and Canada, to establish its relative independence and to show that if United Kingdom tells them to jump, then they don't just ask them how high, as they did in World War I. They actually waited for a week before declaring the war, and if I remember correctly, they've done it on the 10th rather than on the 3rd. So perhaps that's well, we'll see. Yes, we cannot advance. Let's take a look at the most important thing of every war, which is logistics. We do have a shortage of anti-tank, but if we take a look at the strength of our... oh, actually our piercing is shit. Yeah, and we are short of mana, like 2000 each, which isn't that big of a deal. But compared to it, when coupled with a lack of artillery, quite significant one actually, and the lack of, let's see, how many do we even have? That's something I don't like. That to check how much artillery you have in your divisions and such, you need to come here rather than being able to check it from the production menu. But as you can see, we only have just over 2/3 of artillery, 68% or so. But the thing is that production is picking up, because all of those timings, such as concentrated industry and advanced machine tools happened, which will make those things much easier for us to catch up. But well, it was kind of inevitable that we will enter war without being fully equipped. Okay, we'll wait those 10 days that we have here. I'll wait for us to actually be at war. Let's see, actually, the diplomatic screen. So, okay, so United Kingdom was not called in yet. Guarantee. All this burst support. Oh, anytime now. Normally you can, even on veteran, can defend pretty well as Poland, and AI sometimes does a decent job, but not with Germany on maxed out scales. That is not going to happen. Damn it, I think I forgot to close the window, haven't I? Okay, next episode will be without background noise of traffic and such. Well, war any day, huh? Come on, what's going on? I've never seen them take 10 days to declare war. Okay, now it is. China has capitulated, and since Poland has joined the Allies, we are not at war just yet. Interesting. I don't remember how to do it. I just rushed through it, but now we are kind of on the clock. We want to attack the first the moment we can. And well, I do want to take war bonds as soon as possible, or at least commit to the war. I'll have to decide later. Yeah, I think we'll need to commit to the war anyway. The lack of manpower is a bigger issue than any possible problems with with our economy. It's kind of kicked in, considering as much as economy of 17 military factories can kick in. Yeah, let me see. Press land list, improve relations. I'm still waiting. Interesting that China fell so quickly. That will be very problematic for British Raj. We'll probably need to send our units straight there from Africa. Really, no warrior, Jesus. Get on with it. I think I'll wait. What can I pick out of here? Actually, not sure if what happens with your banked political power. Here, if you choose one of the continuous focuses, or foci, you could get increased autonomy. Really, just the only reasonable one. We have nothing to repair, and we are already sharing technology. That being said, let's see if not yet. Yeah, well, let's check what happens. Come on, please invite us to the war. Because they might have included the whole. Okay, let's actually see. Okay, so Dominions are not at war just yet, for whatever reason. British Raj is that's South Africa. I thought that perhaps it's just been implemented for Canada to account for what I mentioned earlier. Alright, here we go. German Reich, Italy, Poland, everyone. Alright, so, well, you mentioned our goal is do that. And then normally I would change the what is it? Change templates, because I'm using NATO template model for it, but for whatever reason it is incompatible with 1.3 and outright crashes the game the moment you try producing units. I had to disable it, and those are outright ugly. I will wait for the thing to be updated. It's also a problem for my other games, because it's the way it works is simply replacing those things with those NATO symbols, and well, it just reverted them to those random things. As you can see, we have a nice artillery. Okay, so let's go for Tobruk. See how that goes. Here, I'm not going to remove those plans just yet. I think will actually force us to take this. Well, we can't really attack with this cavalry unit. It is there just for exploitation. See if we can do anything about it. Oh. Actually, let's do that. And you can go here and, I don't know, here, basically to maybe... So apparently AI has been improved when it comes to avoiding encirclements. We'll see how that works, but it may actually backfire in a way that if we capture a province or two, they may consider with something like a useless cavalry division, they may consider it a threat, and instead of fighting, try to evacuate this area. So that's just for testing purposes. I don't like doing that because it's less of a strategy game and more of a AI exploiter and whisperer. That's actually the reason why I do not want to give up Africa, as I discussed in the previous episode. That I would basically give Africa up, and for AI to come here, get bogged down, so I can encircle them and kill them. That's not really like it's not a reliable, like it doesn't resemble an actual military strategy, and so it isn't according to the spirit of the game. So I don't want that. There we go. So that's a bigger problem, that the British Raj is now exposed. Really, actually, one more thing that I noticed yesterday during the Q&A stream, actually, that British Malaya is now an actual colony. It's an integrated puppet, which is the one step from being annexed, but it has severe implications, because while UK can get, well, at least in the current version, for a single civilian factory they spend on getting resources from Malaya, they get 80 of those, which is a lot. But well, they are not, on the other hand, getting civilian factories for the rubber other nations buy from British Malaya, which is well, it's a huge difference, because that was a source of quite significant income for when it comes to civilian factories for United Kingdom. So that's an important thing to know, that UK has been actually pretty heavily nerfed. That's a lot of stuff you can build for that. You can actually, you know, have to bloody pay for the rubber. They only have some on Ceylon. Actually, it's quite a lot on Ceylon, but I'm nowhere near what was there. Right, back to the war. So we have our first battle, and well, we have quite a lot. As you can see, our well, problem is that our breakthrough is actually pretty decent. Almost forgot. I think we'll start with well, first of all, war economy. Second of all, we are going to get special forces attack and defense. I think I will go with artillery. Let's see if how exactly that will affect the whole thing. Let's take you. I don't think it actually affects. It isn't shown on this screen, if I remember. I researched it at some point, but now I simply don't remember, to be honest. So it won't affect this one here, 198, but I believe it should affect this one here. So commander, planning bonus, attack and tactical damage. Modified by 93, basically. It's a knight, so we'll have to compare it to the knight, but we'll get the artillery first. Oh, for a second I thought I've taken the tank guy, but they simply share the icon. And let's cancel that. Okay, so we kept the save days. It's important to know, and we are going to commit to the war path, as I mentioned, and our so we are just 90 days, 93 days from fixing our artillery shortage. Well, not much luck with motorized, but we just barely well, we aren't producing nearly close to the full capacity, so it's to be expected. And now we can also we can also take a look at combat log. We haven't really looked into it beyond what were our losses from training. Should probably cut it down to last two months or so. 3 months? Yes, we can go 3 months. Yeah, so as you can see, the losses in combat, attrition losses of artillery are unusually high for whatever reason. Same goes for anti-tank weapons. It's an interesting thing to note. You guys are coming. So our goal here is first to capture the ports, and secondly to capture all the victory points, which will prevent them from producing any supplies here, and well, make it impossible for them to continue fighting. Of course, I mean, our use of such powerful units with a lot of expensive equipment in Africa is less than ideal. We would be better off in my play as South Africa. I was mostly using division half that size, just 10 combat width, very small, because it's better to. It was easier to just cover more ground rather than have a big stick. Oh, that's interesting. Right. We can allow them to fight here for the time being, I guess. Well, we are losing this, but keeping them busy at least. Let's see. You guys are advancing there. I think we should actually come here. There we go. Still 36. That's okay. We can't really attack them here. We should be marching pretty unopposed. That's important that we will be able to. I mean, attacking this won't be easy anyway, but at least we won't have to attack all the bloody mountains on our way there, which is important. Well, we need to fight our way through. Okay, so this is important. Like, we are fighting tanks of some sort, and it would be if we haven't invested in putting even not enough of the anti-tank weapons. We just had 8 out of 36, but that happens to be enough to pierce armor of those units, and that's a huge deal, because when anti-tank when tanks are, or anything else that isn't pierce fights, it does basically twice the damage. They're coming. They're coming there. Interesting. Yeah, I think we should probably start defending the ports. They are coming to meet us, and some of them are attacking. Well, that's good. That will keep them on low organization. How are things going here? Looks like we will push. Yeah, we will be in Tobruk in no time. Well, this is going to be a fairly costly fight, but well, I'd imagine it will be good enough. Well, we don't need this second division to come here. Let's try to encircle those guys, and we have some French coming to cover our backs, which should be more than enough. I'm pretty sure I will miss some research here and there while micromanaging it, but I mean, you may consider that I'm babysitting this way too much, but the thing is that we can in a few quick marches and battle this secure whole continent. So it's better to do it right. As you can see, the problem with overlapping and messy front lines has not been resolved. Pain in the ass. Okay, I will order them to go this way because that's the most important bit. We just need this this port, and as soon as we get it, we can pretty much put a cavalry division there and transfer the rest of our combat division somewhere else where we need a bigger stick. And you guys are going to continue to Benghazi. And once we get Benghazi, this campaign is over. Well, actually, we still need this port, but you know what I mean. We will do that, however, in the next episode because we are out of time. I think I've mentioned that, but well, there is a link to the playlist in the description below. So if you want to watch it properly without having to, re-click things, go ahead and look there. If you are interested in more seeing more of my content, go ahead and subscribe, and perhaps leave a like, because that allows people to find my stuff using the YouTube search engine. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode.